Hello, good morning, and welcome to our very last class. I'll be illustrating the Grecian neckline as asked by one of us. From the diagram, you can see this is like a semi-strapless, like a bob tube. You just have this bit holding the bodies to your body. So we need to tighten our dart. That is, we need to increase the depth of the dart. Now, how do we go about that? The book suggested or suggests that we do it by 50% or 100%, depending on what the design we're doing. 50% if there's shoulder seam, 100% if it's strapless, that is nothing on your shoulder, it's just a boob tube. But in this case, we have a semi-boob tube, if you can see. We still have something holding the bodies to our body on these bits, the shoulder seam and all of that. So I will not suggest 100%. We can do about 75%. And this is what I do. First, if you look at this neckline, the neckline is it's like above the chest level. So on our block, you just faintly sketch out the neckline, how you want the neckline to go. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I have faintly drawn my neck line, the bob thingy. So you can see that I've not closed my darts. Normally I should close my dart before drawing out this, but this is just a sketch to allow me know the position of my neckline, and this will help me to know the amount of increments to do for my bust darts. So the next thing is measure what you have in the space of this dart. In this case, it's about 4 centimeters, and do about 3/4 of 4 centimeters. You know, the book suggests that we do 50% increment or 100. You can do even in between, depending on the design you're making. So you need to practice all these things over time before you can really understand how to go about increasing the depth of your dart. So looking at this design, I think I should do 3/4 of the whole dart space here. So 3/4 of 4 centimeters, whatever it is, it should be about 3 centimeters. Yeah, 3 centimeters. So I'll just come from this part and measure 3, like so. Then I'll come and draw. Now I have to rule from here, from the true bust line, passing through this point. Like so. Now I can close this dart and redraw my neckline. So if I don't want to transfer this dart to somewhere else, this is another way of doing it. I'll just fold on the true bust line, fold it like so, then close the dart like so. That way I can draw the neck. I'm able to close the dart, then I can go ahead with whatever I want to do. You can see from here there's like an extension of the dart. Because we've extended it, you definitely have that excess going up. There are two things. You can either add paper on here and redraw from here to your usual NP, or you cut this away depending on the shoulder of your client. That's why it's good when you're taking measurement of your client, you need to see if they have a slanting shoulder or a square shoulder, or square or slanting shoulder. If a client is having a very slanting shoulder, then you have to add paper to this part and redraw. But if it's not that slanted, if it's about square, you can cut. What I do, because this is mine, I cut it I'll just cut this part out, and it won't affect my bodies. So that's gone out. Again, looking at this diagram, you can see this is the basic neckline, and like I said, from the usual NP, the natural NP, to a little bit like 2.5 centimeters away from NP, that is inward from the neckline, neck point. Then you have to draw like that to your CF is somewhere here, let's say about 1.5 inward on your, I'll say this is like the chest level. So I'll come to our chest level, measure whatever amount you want on here, and here this is our NP, measure 2.5, and you draw these parts like so. Also, you need to redraw this. Like so. So this is what your pattern will look like. Then the next thing is to cut. Before we cut, I'll just use a tape to hold that part. So that's that. I've taped this down, and the next thing is to cut like so. You can do a balance mark to help you bring your patterns back together. That is, if you're having this part, if you're attaching this part back, but because you're not attaching this part back, this part is going off, then you don't need the balance mark. This is a yoke style line. So for when you're constructing a yoke style, you need balance mark. That will help you bring back your. So basically that's it. This is what your design will look like. Then every other manipulation can go, like say for instance, you can do your bustier thingy, tighten your on the bust like so. Then you can cut like that. You cut your darts away. Your balance mark. It helps you to bring your patterns back together. And this is what you have. That's your pattern finished. So that's it. That's how to go about creating your designs. You need to understand what the centimeters you're going to increase the depth of your dart width, and other things that we've learned on this course. I hope this helps a little. Good luck, and thanks for staying with us. Bye.